it made my decision a little bit easier, and I will be supporting this motion as well.
Okay, thank you, Councillor. Any other comments from any other councillor? And I see Councillor Kerr.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I appreciated the comments made by Councillor Niznik and Councillor Wink. They highlighted some key items that I've been debating in my own mind, but also listening to residents, as well as getting letters from them, and letters in support as well as letters against, and that's not uncommon and not unexpected. As Councillor Wink noted, the footprint on the 5th floor is for a common room, but it's also mechanical, as he noted. It's for the operation of the facility itself. Parking and lighting was being brought up, and with the advent of the new lighting facilities, et cetera, that are available, I think these can be minimized, and through a site plan agreement, worked very heavily relative to providing, let's see, a degree of light protection for the neighboring residents. Something has been brought up of thinking about this town 5 and 10 years into the future. I watch with great interest the movement of GO train service and other things, which are going to dramatically increase pressures on the town of Pelham, as it is a highly desirable community to live in. At the same time, there are a number of people who live in the town of Pelham that would like to stay in Pelham, but there aren't places for them, quote, to sell their existing home or move elsewhere and remain in the town. This particular facility, to be very honest, looks like an opportunity for a number of people within the town to remain within the town, but not be homeowners. So it is providing. People are been concerned, saying this has to be affordable or attainable housing. Until those terms are fully defined, I think it's one of those mugs games that are played by using particular terms. I've looked at the shadows. I've looked at traffic, having been involved with issues that have been challenged at another level of appeal, and how they're viewed upon. In fact, they become de novo and take everything looked at as brand new, and precedence is never considered part of the package. So as Councillor Hildebrand brought up about precedence, that really, and I appreciate Ms. Ween's outlining precedence is not something that goes in, as well as you can't lump it in with multiple other projects that may or may not come into fruition. So going through, like I say, with great challenges, but appreciating the comments of the other councillors for this particular development at this particular location that could have been a high traffic commercial under its current zoning. I am going to look to support the application for the rezoning.
Okay, thank you for those comments, Councillor Kerr. I believe I'll ask one more time. Any other comments from any secondary comments from any councillors? And I don't see them. My own comments are that we either go up or we go out. That's what the provincial government has said. Everybody knows that. We've used up, we've gone too often, we have gone out. Urban sprawl has joined cities, villages that never used to be joined. Those spaces have filled in. It doesn't matter whether you're talking the region or Durham region, wherever. The urban sprawl has taken a lot of farmland out of production. Myself, I think that we have to start going up. If we're going to get to these densities, and as most councillors have said, if we're not going to build on an arterial road, 4 or 5 story building, I don't know what would be a better place. So I also will be voting in favor for this development. Any other comments? If not, I shall turn to the clerk. Madam Clerk.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, thank you. This motion has been split, so we're going to be considering the first paragraph, which is being put forward by Councillor Wing, seconded by Councillor Niznik. And just for clarity of the record, I will read that. Be it resolved that Council receive Report 2022-287, Recommendation for Zoning Bylaw Amendment 1145, Pelham Street for information as it pertains for file number AM06-2022. To you, Mr. Mayor.
Again, any other, one last shot at comments or questions? Not seeing any, Madam Clerk?
Thank you. This vote begins with Councillor Niznik.
Yes.
Councillor Olson.
Yes.
Councillor Wink.
Yes.
Councillor Eckhart.
Yes.
Councillor Hildebrandt.
Yes.
Councillor Kerr.
Yes.
Mayor Junkin.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So the first paragraph does carry. That does bring us to the second paragraph. And again, the motion is being put forth by Councillor Wink, seconded by Councillor Niznik. And it is, and that council direct planning staff to prepare the necessary zoning bylaw amendment for council consideration at the next meeting of council. To you, Mr. Mayor, for any discussion.
Okay, thank you. One last chance at discussion on this item. Not seeing any hands, Madam Clerk?
Thank you. The vote begins with Councillor Niznik.
Yes.
Councillor Olson.
Yes.
Councillor Wink.
Yes.
Councillor Eckhart.
Yes.
Councillor Hildebrandt.
No.
Councillor Kerr.
Yes.
Mayor Junkin.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That does carry. To you, Mr. Mayor, that brings us to the presentation and consideration of bylaws. I have a motion put forth by Councillor Kerr, seconded by Councillor Hildebrandt. Be it resolved that the Council for the Town of Pelham, having given due consideration to the following bylaws, the following bylaw do now read a first and second time. 14507-2022 being a bylaw to govern the proceedings of the Town of Pelham Council, its committees, the conduct of its members and calling of meetings, and to repeal and replace bylaw number 4107-2019 as amended. And that Council for the Town of Pelham, having given due consideration of the following bylaws, do now read a first, second, and third time and do pass same. And that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to sign and seal the bylaws. 24504-2022 being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 3728-2016 to establish 2023 fees and charges to be collected by the Corporation of the Town of Pelham and to repeal bylaw number 441-2022 as amended. 34505-2022 being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 4107-2019 as amended by bylaws number 4296-2020, 4362-2021, and 4422-2022 being bylaws to govern the proceedings of the Town of Pelham Council and its committees and conduct of its meetings and the meetings to provide for electronic meeting participation for Council of the Town of Pelham, the Committee of Adjustment and Advisory Committees. 44506-2022 being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 4314-2021 to establish a reserve fund for the volunteer firefighters' life insurance. 44508-2022 being a bylaw to authorize the execution of a subdivision agreement with Mountain View Homes Niagara Limited and the Corporation of the Town of Pelham, Park Place South Subdivision, Mountain View Homes Niagara Ltd, and the Corporation of the Town of Pelham, file number 26T1902-2020. 64509-2022 being a bylaw to authorize the mayor and clerk to execute the computer-aided fire dispatch agreement with the City of St. Catharines and to repeal and replace bylaw number 3930-2017 and 4084-2019. To you, Mr. Mayor, for discussion.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Any discussion from any councillors on these bylaws? Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Thank you. The vote begins with Councillor Olson.
Yes.
Councillor Wink.
Yes.
Councillor Eckhart.
Yes.
Councillor Hildebrandt.
Yes.
Councillor Kerr.
Yes.
Councillor Niznik.
Yes.
Mayor Junkin.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That does carry. To you, Mr. Mayor, that does bring us to our resolution to move in camera. I do have a motion put forth by Councillor Olson, seconded by Councillor Wink. Be it resolved that the next portion of the meeting be closed to the public in order to consider a matter under Section 239(2) of the Municipal Act as follows. D, personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal employees, and D, labor relations or employee negotiations. 2 items, consideration of appointments to statutory advisory committees and external boards. To you, Mr. Mayor, for any discussion.
Thank you. Any discussion on this motion? Not seeing any, Madam Clerk?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The vote begins with Councillor Wink,
Yes.
Councillor Eckhart,
Yes.
Councillor Hildebrandt,
Yes.
Councillor Kerr,
Yes.
Councillor Niznik,
Yes.
Councillor Olson,
Yes.
Mayor Junkin.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That does carry. If council can give me a moment to stop this streaming and the recording. One moment, please.
Of course.